category of gameplay, and rest assured, the gameplay is awful. It is horrible. It is not worth your $60, let alone the amount of money you can purchase in addition to that, whether it be with Ultimate Team or the Special Edition. Do not buy this game. It is not worth your time. Please, I am begging you, do not buy this game. I am with you guys. I want to get a new Madden game too. I want a game with functioning gameplay and an updated roster so I can play with some of my favorite rookies or some of my favorite players in general. But it's not worth it, because the newer Madden games lack two things, only one of which would be needed for me to buy it even at all. Either good gameplay or in-depth features. Remember how Madden 12 had a buttload of features, and then they dumped that in Madden 13 and so on? Well, Madden 13 at least had half-decent gameplay and something to build on. But ever since Madden 15 and the conversion to the Frostbite engine, they have relied solely on animations and awful gameplay to sell their game. They do not care about you. They care about the people who have a gambling addiction in Ultimate Team. They don't care about you, the consumer, wanting a good Madden game. They will keep selling this knowing they have a monopoly on NFL football. They do not care about you or your money as long as it keeps getting them high in the amount generated, that being revenue. They don't care. If you've seen Soft Drink TV's videos or Ryan's videos or even Angry Joe's videos, you know these games are not good. They're not even playable. This is the kind of stuff you'd expect in the beta, yet this is the finished product they deliver every year to us. And people have continued to buy into this despite how awful it is. Why? Because they're either too young and too stupid to know what is good for them, or they only buy it because it's the only football game out there. And I'll tell you this, if that's the case, just use the current copy you have. It's better than this one because you're not spending another $60 for a game that's essentially a copy-paste of last year. This game does not care about you. It is terrible. It is overloaded with glitches that they refuse to fix. It has got some of the most awful tackling animation you will ever see. It has got some of the stupidest exploits you will ever see. This game is riddled with broken physics, with broken tackling, with glitched and scripted gameplay. They don't know how to program NFL overalls, so they just rig the game in the favor of the opposing opponent. It is so stupid. And you've seen how they program running quarterbacks. They can't seem to do that. Or they just don't care to. They're operating on a broken engine that's meant for Battlefield. And don't get me wrong, I have nothing against the Frostbite engine as a whole. It serves its purpose in other gaming categories, but it is not a good Madden engine. And since EA has specified that they don't want to change from animations anytime soon, why should we invest? If they don't want to do anything, why should we? Stop purchasing this game. Do not purchase this game on release tomorrow. If you've pre-ordered it, ask for a refund. You are being ripped off. You are not getting what you were promised. You are not getting a $60 game. What you're getting is essentially a giant demo. An awful demo at that. The beta, essentially. Like, I would accept this if this was a few months ago, and a couple people were allowed to come down to the studios and try it for fun to see what they had so far. But this is next to release day, and they still don't care. So please, please, Madden's not going to get dropped by the NFL. Like, the NFL's not going to drop EA. For the amount of money they generate from idiots like all of us who have put money into this game for years, they're not going to drop it. As long as they see profit, they're not going to see any reason to drop the game. And since they have a monopoly, there can be no competition. And since they have a monopoly, they can do whatever they want, which in this case has been nothing. So please, for all of us who want a functioning game, do not buy this game. You've seen it when it came to the Star Wars EA Battlefront games. Fans didn't like that, so they didn't give them all their money. EA listened, and they gave them Fallen Order. When you affect their wallets, they will give you something worthwhile at least. It may not be perfect, but it'll be something. Let's do that here. I don't want to spend any more years of futility just waiting for something of functionality in a Madden game. You know, I'll tell you this. Cole McDonald, one of my favorite quarterbacks from the Mountain West, has not been good in the NFL, to say the least. He's been cut before the regular season even started. Heck, this year before the preseason even started. I'm never going to get to see him play, probably. The one time I would get a chance to see him on the field is if EA produced a good Madden game. I'd get to play with him as a rookie and develop him. That would be the best things. You could change the course of NFL history with a good Madden game. I can't feel that here because the game is undoubtedly broken. And I'm sure a lot of you have felt the frustration too. Heck, you're frustrated when you're winning. What's worse than that? Because you know the game's going to rip you off. I hate that it has to come to this, but the only way we're going to get anything is if we don't purchase their game and buy into their monopoly. We don't have to play their game. We can do something else. We can play the old version of Madden. Hell, you can buy some of the NFL 2K games on eBay for cheaper than this. Hell, even if you buy an older console, guess what? You're getting way more money's worth out of that than you are to spend $60 to even $100 worth on this awful game. So, to clarify what I said from the beginning, I may add some glitch plays here and there to prove my point. Do not buy this game. I beg you, please, just don't.